Have you ever seen a YouTube fragrance review and they always claim how they get compliments and you're wondering why you're not getting compliments? Well, today's video, I'm gonna give you 5 fragrances that if you apply them how I tell you to apply them, I guarantee you that you will either get positive comments or compliments. People will look and wonder what are the fragrances that you're having on. Hi guys, I'm Max. Welcome to another fragrance review, and this is part 3 of how to apply these serve fragrances. Now maybe some of these fragrances you don't have, or soon I will get to some fragrances that you do own and you're wondering why that you don't get the positive attention that you deserve. Now the first fragrance, I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. It get a lot of attention, but the attention comes from males only. I'm not saying that a female don't like this fragrance, but every time I wear it, mostly male attention comes from this fragrance. And the way I apply it, I go 1 behind each ear. I go about 2 on my chest, under my shirt. And this fragrance is a beast mode performer. It don't take many sprays. And the fragrance that I'm talking about is coming from the house of Unwatch, and that's Opus 6. Now this is a very luxurious fragrance. Smell like something that you will wear in dressed up occasions, at high class events. And it's very resonant. Now when it's first open up, you're gonna get a lot of frankincense that provide like an incensey type smoky kind of vibe. Also in the top, you're gonna get that lattimum that provides like an aromatic resonance feel. You're gonna get Sichuan pepper that's providing like an aromatic green note, topped off with patchouli for earthiness. And you're gonna get sandalwood that makes it very creamy. That's leaving the fragrance spicy, resinous, woody, and very smoky. But it's one that does get a lot of attention, mostly from males. I haven't had a female tell me that they like it yet, but I will ask my lady and ask her what do she think about this fragrance personally. But in my opinion, this is a great fragrance that smells high class, very rich, resonance, woody, one I think you will enjoy, and that's Opus 6 from the house of Unwatch. Now the next fragrance is not a wow factor to me, but it does receive a lot of positive attention from the opposite sex. And the way I go with application on this, I go about 1 behind each ear. I go about 5 or 6 sprays on my chest under my shirt. It's something about it that's unique, but at the same time it's very simple. And it's coming from the house of Swiss Arabian. And I got this fragrance for about, I think $30 shipped for the big bottle, and that's Passion of Venus from Swiss Arabian. Now right away you're getting this green leafy note, and I pick up on like a plum / grape note, but it doesn't list any fruits in here, so it's very green, kind of fruity up top. You're gonna get some pink pepper that adds some spice. You're gonna get the cedar wood, making it woody, and you're gonna get vanilla to add some sweetness to it, leaving this fragrance fruity, sweet, spicy. One is very enjoyable. It's not one of my favorite, but it does get a lot of positive attention, and that's Passion of Venus from Swiss Arabian. Coming up next is a fragrance is very resonant, but at the same time it has enough sweetness in it to kind of balance things out, and it's coming from one of my favorite houses, and that house is from the house of Margiela, and that is Hindu Kush. Now how I apply this, I go 1 behind each ear, I go 1 on the back of the neck, I go about 2, maybe 3 sprays on the chest, and that's enough to get you throughout the day. Now right away, this is a very green, almost cannabis smell. You're gonna get some lattimum that making it smoky, slightly resinous, along with some spices from saffron. Now the saffron in this is not overwhelming, it's just a light touch of saffron that's adding the spice to it. Once it settles in some, you're gonna get this earthy patchouli. Well, it's not very earthy, but it's slightly earthy. So everything from this point on is resinous, kind of sweet, kind of earthy. Then in the base, you're getting this guide wood that's making it almost like a sweet, woody note, leaving this composition very spicy, very resinous, woody, and it's green. One I definitely enjoy for it to be a resinous fragrance. It's a very sexy, woody, resinous fragrance that I enjoy, and I think you will too. And that's Hindu Kush. Spray it like that, and you're guaranteed to get positive attention. Now coming up next is a fragrance that's rarely mentioned in a lot of reviews, but to me is a very underrated fragrance for what you pay for it. And the way I apply this, I go 1 behind each ear, 1 on the front of the neck, 1 on the back of the neck, and I go about 2 on my chest. They're gonna give you a nice projection, a nice sillage, and a lot of people gonna wanna know what it is that you're wearing. And the fragrance that I'm talking about is coming from the house of Hugo Boss, and that's Hugo Boss Intense. Now opening it up, you're getting this nice, very sweet green apple note. It could be a red apple, but I'm thinking it's green apple. You're getting this nice, clean, fresh lemon, and you're getting touches of orange blossom, making it slightly floral, slightly citrusy. But what really makes this fragrance turn and make it shine, in the heart you get a lot of that cinnamon note. You get some cloves that add a spice. So from the opening to the mid, you get like this freshly baked apple pie with some cinnamon, some spices. So it's very fresh, almost gourmand. And the base is followed up with cedarwood and sandalwood, making this very sweet, spicy, woody, and it's almost like it's a gourmand fragrance. But it's one hardly get any attention, but it's a very underrated fragrance. I love wearing this stuff because it's fresh at the same time while being a gourmand. And I think it's one, if you haven't got your hands on it, it's probably easy to access, and I think you will enjoy it. That's Hugo Boss Intense. Coming up next is from the House of Montel, and this is one of my favorite fragrances from that line. But I rarely wear it, but when I do, I get a lot of positive attention. Now, how I apply this fragrance, I go one behind each ear, I go one on the back of the neck, and I go about 3 on my chest. That's enough to get you throughout the day. It is a beast mode performer, but it's not overly done in my opinion. It's a fragrance that used to get a lot of hype back in the days, but really it's still a nice fragrance. And the fragrance I'm talking about is Starry Night from Montel. Now at the top, you're getting this nice apple note combined with lemon. So it's very nice, fruity, citrusy up top. When it settles in the heart, you're getting a light touch of jasmine, and you're getting a little earthiness from patchouli. In the base, you're getting spices from amber, you're getting a clean musk, and you're getting this powdery note, almost like it has iris in it, but it's not the makeup type iris, but it's just powdery. So the whole composition is very fruity, floral, citrusy, spicy, one I really enjoy, although I only worn it a couple of times, but when I do get a lot of positive attention wearing it. A very nice fragrance to me, also be a signature scent that's split right in the middle as far as unisex and masculine. I think both parties would smell very great wearing it, and that Starry Nights coming from the House of Montel. If you miss any other parts of this series, click right here, and you know what to do, and I can't wait to see you guys again. Everybody stay safe. Peace.